Working all week, at the end looking for a check, but it ain't enough, I can't even break a sweat. I still need to rest, unwind, get some peace of mind, get it off my chest, take some time to get it all in line. Working all week, at the end looking for a check, but it ain't enough, I can't even break a sweat. I still need to rest, unwind, get some peace of mind, get it off my chest, take some time to get it all in line. Working too hard can sometimes be detrimental to your mental, but you won't see until your mind shut down. Then you glitching like you got it, itch you just can't scratch. Mr. Know-it-all until he get hard facts. Why should I worry about things I have no power to change? Truth accepted and collected, I ain't going insane. Anxiety is real, and it starts with control. Why should I gain the world if it costs my soul? Whoa. Working all week, at the end looking for a check, but it ain't enough, I can't even break a sweat. I still need to rest, unwind, get some peace of mind, get it off my chest, take some time to get it all in line. Working all week, at the end looking for a check, but it ain't enough, I can't even break a sweat. I still need to rest, unwind, get some peace of mind, get it off my chest, take some time to get it all in line. It's easy to lose when you don't know why you lost, and if you don't make a plan, then you won't know why you lost. It's a whole lot of sheep that love the title of boss. I let my stress go because that makes it easy to fall. I have been made free, I took myself out that prison, so let me give you the key while I rest on my mission. It's the hardest command given for us to follow. You can have all the money, but you can still be hollow. Working all week, at the end looking for a check, but it ain't enough, I can't even break a sweat. I still need to rest, unwind, get some peace of mind, get it off my chest, take some time to get it all in line. Working all week, at the end looking for a check, but it ain't enough, I can't even break a sweat. I still need to rest, unwind, get some peace of mind, get it off my chest, take some time to get it all in line. It's hard for you to rest when you know that you broke, and it's hard to sit still when they give you false hope. Take a lesson from the lion, they sit calm and patient, lying and wait for their prey or plan to eat for the day. Timing is everything, don't give alert to the weak, stay on the move, but you still need rest from the weak. It's a time and a place, don't make time for the fake. Leave time for your love, then just let the fake hate. Working all week, at the end looking for a check, but it ain't enough, I can't even break a sweat. I still need to rest, unwind, get some peace of mind, get it off my chest, take some time to get it all in line. Working all week, at the end looking for a check, but it ain't enough, I can't even break a sweat. I still need to rest, unwind, get some peace of mind, get it off my chest, take some time to get it all in line.
Yeah. Making this video exposing the Democrat Party for being fake friends, fake allies to Black America. They only come around when they need something from you. They talk about you behind your back. Also, they talk about you to your face because they don't respect your intelligence. They pretend to be cool with you, only to backdoor and steal all your money, tie you up, pistol whip you, set you up for your enemies. They never assist you. After all you do for them, they never do anything for you. They never help you. They never advocate for you. They use you as stepping stones to fulfill their agenda. The Black American people have no friends in this world. I'm going to talk about the parable and the prophecies a little bit later in this video. But everybody see Black American people as suckers and fools. Also, they see us as the rich kid that they can exploit. They see the communities that we have, the wealth, the resources, the struggle, the rights, and we share it with them. And they pretend to be cool with us until they actually get what they want. The Africans, they want our communities, citizenship, our rights. They want to go to our schools, get our education. The Mexican, Latinos, they want to take our communities. It's like every time we become friends with these people, they end up taking everything we have, and we end up living on the streets, suckers. And the leadership class of Black America are not street smart. So they make these deals, these back alley deals with these allies, white women. We shared our civil rights with white women, Latinos, Asians, Pacific Islanders, East Indians. All of these people now is bragging about how well they are doing. But before we allowed them to be friends and sharing our resources, they living in piles of garbage in their countries. So they see us as suckers. The Democrat Party as a whole could not get elected since Jimmy Carter. They could not get elected as president until they came and pandered to the black people vote. The first Democrat president that got elected since Jimmy Carter was Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton pandered to the black vote. He played the saxophone. He went to Arsenio Hall show, and that got him elected. The same year he got elected, or the same year he got inaugurated, he signed a '94 crime bill that invested $10 billion into prisons to incarcerate black people who just voted for him. The next Democrat president that got elected was Barack Obama. He pandered to the black people. We're gonna do change. We're gonna do this. We're gonna. Yes, we can. Vote or die. Soon as he get in, he forgot about the black people. He focused on DACA, illegal aliens, universal health care. He put a lot of the black insurance companies in Chicago out of business. He focused on waging international wars. He conquered Libya with his Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, and Libya imposed African slave trade. They started selling African people on auction blocks. He didn't oppose Mauritania for their slavery. So the world got a lot worse under the Democrat wars under Barack Obama. And you got to look at history, how the reason the people would not elect a Democrat president because we were still traumatized by Vietnam and the turbulent 1960s, how hard it was for the Democrat presidents to sign a Civil Rights Act. The whole country had to burn down just for them to do that. You got to look at how after the American Civil War, the Democrat Party wanted to reinstitute slavery. They wanted to reinstitute and pardon all the Confederate soldiers, generals, the traitors. They opposed the Civil Rights Act of 1866. They opposed the Reconstruction Act, the Freedmen's Bill, the 14th Amendment. They totally was against black people. And then they allowed, like Andrew Johnson allowed black codes to be instituted in the slave states, the former rebel states, and also all over the country. And then they allowed the Jim Crow laws, which basically made the Civil Rights Act of 1866 and the 14th Amendment to no effect. So 100 years later, he was back at square one, marching for civil rights, after we already had a Civil Rights Act of 1866, and marching to end desegregation, Jim Crow, which was instituted less than 100 years earlier, undoing the damage that was done by these fake friends called the Democrats. And Joe Biden, when he gets in, he did nothing for black America. The people he said were not black if they did not vote for him. He did not one policy to benefit black people. He signed an Asian anti-hate crime bill that benefited Asian Americans, East Indians, Chinese, Pacific Islanders. They did not share that with us, even though we shared all of our rights and resources to this day with them. The Hispanic community under Joe Biden was talking about stripping the black Americans in Chicago of their wards, saying we don't have a population, even though the Democrat Party has been encouraging our women to abort our babies. And this brings me to the genocides of the Democrats and the wars. President Andrew Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act that was basically uh, genocide against the American Indians, the forced removal by militias and the army all over the United States to force the people off their land, put them on reservations, killed them and enslaved them. This was signed by that particular president, Andrew Jackson. The genocide of the Ukrainians in 1930 under President Franklin Roosevelt happened. He allowed Nazi Germany and also he allowed Russia to strengthen their defenses, strengthen their power that made it conducive for them to have World War II. Just like how Joe Biden is allowing China and Russia now to regroup, strengthen their power to make it easy and conducive for World War III. The Palestinian genocide that's happening right now, the genocide that happened in Germany, the burning, the red summers in America, when the black people's cities got burnt down, killed by the thousands, no retribution. The black people in America have never had a resolution from slavery. We tried to have a resolution, but that was undermined by your allies, the Democrats. We have never fulfilled our fullest potential, and our creations are taken from us by these same affluent white liberals. They took jazz music from us and gave us hip hop, rap, gangster rap music. They got our jazz music, our creation, in a symphony orchestra downtown. Yet that's our creation that was appropriated. Yet they did nothing to help our communities grow. These universities all over the United States are not outreaching to the black people who create most of the technology and inventions in this country. They just look at what you create, take what you create and use it for themselves and give you nothing. And then every 4 years we complaining and whining because nothing has been done by the previous administration, even though we're going to vote for that previous administration, the Democrats, even though they do nothing for you. The biggest backstabber is in a book called Othello. The fake friend, Iago, was Othello's best friend. Yeah, he hated Othello because Othello was the general of the army, and he was actually he promoted a person outside of Iago, and Iago wanted to destroy Othello's life. Yeah, he smiled in his face the whole book. He turned Othello against his own wife. By the time Othello realized Iago was the serpent, the snake, his life was already destroyed. It was too late. Just like us, it's going to be too late when we realize that these Democrats are really looking for our genocide. Black women was convinced to kill 40 million babies. That's more killing than Genghis Khan, Cecil Rhodes, King Leopold of the Congo, Hitler, the Pope. 50 million babies that could have been born. Our population could have been 100 million people, 200 million people. We could have been able to expand to other countries, to other regions of the country, if our population was allowed to grow. But we was convinced to destroy ourselves because of the policies perpetuated, telling you it's your right. And I'm gonna get into this next topic about the book of Revelations. Prophesied that there was a whore, a great whore, who fornicated with all the nations, who was riding the back of the dragon. There was another woman, a great wonder, clothed with the stars of heaven, with a crown with 10 stars on her crown. This woman was finna give birth. She was pregnant. The whore on the dragon was chasing this woman down to kill the baby. The same policy of the Democrats, the same policy of Pharaoh, the same policy of Jezebel in the book of 2 Kings. When Jezebel wanted to kill Elijah, she was a Canaanite Phoenician who worshipped Baal, Molech. The Bible talked about how the Israelites sacrificed their children to the demon Molech, the Canaanite, Carthaginian demon, Phoenician demon. These people believe in human sacrifice. The Black Greeks believe in modern Minerva, a Canaanite Phoenician goddess. They worship the Canaanite religion of sacrifice, the same religion that was practiced in the Aztecs, the same religions practiced right now. The same Canaan that's happening in Israel right now. The Jewish people are sacrificing the Palestinians. And in the story in the book of Revelation, that whore represents a nation, because the woman in the scriptures, the woman always represents a nation, a country. We have the Statue of Liberty represents the United States or the former free black people. And then you had the whore who fornicated with all the nations. And then you had the woman who was clothed with the stars. In the book of Genesis, Joseph had a dream. Joseph was one of the sons of Jacob, that the stars, the moon, and the sun, moon, and stars was going to bow to him. And Jacob knew that represented the tribes, the 12 tribes. So the stars represent us. We are the stars. That's why we have in our flag the 50 stars and a blue background. The dark blue background represents outer space, the heavens. And we are the stars. And the woman was clothed with the stars. Her symbol was us. That means that's our nation. And our nation was about to become born again. And in the book of Enoch, God told Enoch that earthly people, mortal man, was given immortality through reproduction. The angels was given immortality in and of themselves, so they don't have to reproduce to be immortal. The whore that was riding the dragon, when they wanted to kill that baby, that meant they wanted to kill our future. They wanted us to go extinct. That's why Kamala Harris, I say Hera, the witch of the Roman religion, Hera, no, the Greek religion, Hera, the wife of Zeus, this witch, her biggest agenda is abortion. And they promote this abortion to impoverished, poor black women. Kamala Harris comes from an affluent family. She don't know what it's like to be poor, yet she don't have any children. She probably had so many abortions. She's probably sterilized, or she's probably a dude. But I'm saying her biggest agenda is the agenda of Jezebel, the Canaanite Phoenician who worshipped Baal, who had her prophets of Baal. The prophets of Baal today, Roland Martin, Charlemagne, D.L. Hughley, going against Elijah. And they had a showdown. Elijah proved that Baal was a false deity, a false god that had no power. And when they saw that Baal had no power, Jezebel fled to her castle. And when she fled to her castle, she fell. And when she fell, she was eaten by her own dogs. This shows you that Jezebel will fall and she will be destroyed by her own dogs. The dogs of Jezebel, the dogs of Kamala Harris, is her past, bragging about being an East Indian, bragging about locking up all these black men, bragging about throwing these black women in prison, abortions, Montel Williams, Willie Brown. Her dogs will be her downfall. And then the woman that's on the dragon represents a nation who was similar to the woman that was clothed with the stars, but not quite. That represents all of these foreigners that come here to fornicate, who fornicates with the white supremacists, who are in line, in league with them against us, and they want to destroy our future because they want to replace us. And the woman that was about to give birth, they don't know who the father is. The father is God himself, who is going to make sure our future will be, because we don't have any allies on this planet. Everybody on this planet they want to capitalize off of our ingenuity and creations that come from heaven, our skills, our abilities, and they want to kill us and take over. They become our friends by smiling in our face. That's when a person get backdoored, the people that's going to backdoor them is going to pretend to be friends with him just to learn his secrets, learn where the money stashed, learn where everything is. And then once they finna come for the kill, they're going to kick in that back door, tie him up, kill him. He thought they was his friends, but they really was jealous of him the whole time. And that's what these foreigners do. They came to our country saying they minorities. We allowed them to be minorities. We allowed them to share in our resources and our rights because we thought we was all the same, because we look similar. But they was really working with the dragon. The dragon represents the world order. The world order ran by white supremacy, with 7 heads and 7 heads represents the 7 continents, ruled by 11 kings, 11 horns, and the dragon is working with them. I mean, the whore is working with them. The whore is the one who was really oppressed under colonialism, yet they made a deal with the world elites, the world governments, against us. So that represents the whole entire world, the dragon and the whore. And they all are against us, chasing us down to destroy our future. And Jezebel represents that whore because Jezebel returned for revenge. Remember Jezebel's dogs? That's what Jesus say. Jezebel's dogs is going to be their downfall, because their dogs, like when Malcolm X say, the roosters come back to roost, come home to roost. That means whatever you put out is going to come back to you. Karma. And you know these East Indians believe in karma. But yeah, the Democrats are fake friends. They pretend to be cool with us to get what they want. And what they want is our vote, because they know that the black people in America are spread out all over the country. We are naturally born here. We are not implants. We are not isolated to just one area. We are naturally grown people with extreme genetic diversity. When we reproduce, our genetics doesn't diminish or deviate. There's no standard deviation because we have a immense genetic diversity. When these other people are implanted here, they don't have the genetic diversity to really grow like we have. So eventually they're gonna hit a wall, and then their population will diminish, and they will be forced to mix with other cultures, other ethnicities, just to get the biodiversity. But we don't have that problem because this is our original homeland. We're not implanted, and we are everywhere in this country, and our votes can affect every part of this country, not just certain regions, the East Coast, West Coast, North, South. our votes can impact every election in this country. So they use us because they notice they don't know the power that we have, and then they know we don't know the power that we have as far as our population and our biodiversity. That's why they're stealing our organs. They're using Henrietta Lacks, the immortal genes, to help themselves to reproduce their fertility problems. They're all implants. It's like when you get a organ implanted in your body, you're gonna have to take anti-rejection drugs your whole life because your body is constantly trying to reject uh, uh, this foreign substance in your body. It sees the organ as a foreign invader. Just like this country sees all of these foreigners as invaders. They're not really naturally here. They're not naturally grown here. They're implants. So they use our genetic materials to prolong their existence, but it's only going to last for so long until it's going to be nothing left. And then they're going to look towards breeding with the black people, black women, the original black women, just to save their culture, their race, because they have to breed with the people that's indigenous to that land in order for them to survive. Yet they still are trying to kill us off because they say, okay, they can get an African or a person from Jamaica, East Indian who has brown. It's really not about the skin, the brown skin. It's about you being original from that land, and you don't have enough people of your race in this country to actually expand without going into oblivion, without your genetics being withered and diluted. Because each generation you reproduce, your genetics are cut in half, cut in half. You lose half of your genetic material with each generation until there's no material left, and you're just going to be clones of each other, and then they won't be able to reproduce because the lack of biodiversity. And that's the secret to why most of this hatred is going, because the only people that can live in this country without being destroyed for the foreseeable future are the indigenous people. That's for every country in the world. The implants eventually uh, blend in with the original people, and their genetic or their historical makeup is dissipated totally. 5, 6, 700 years they'll cease to exist because this is not their original land, and they don't have enough people. They didn't really bring their whole entire countries here to be able to expand. Even though in the I listened to this Lady Boulay earlier. She say the Irish sent 5 million people to the United States in the 1800s. That 5 million people, they wanted to expand all over this country because they need that many people to have the biodiversity enough to be able to expand without diminishing and diluting and deviating to oblivion. But yeah, we must recognize the enemies. The Democrats are fake friends. They use us because they see the things that our people have accomplished, the land, the wealth, the resources, the ingenuity, the technology, the culture, and they smile until they actually are able to acquire what you have. That's called cov- coveting. You are covetous, avarice, envy, and avarice. That's what that is. And Satan told Noah, there's uh, 5 reasons man fall, but he'll share with him 3. And God told Noah, tell Satan there's no need for that 3. Tell him the 2 that he don't want to tell you. Tell him to tell you the 2. He say man fell because of envy and avarice. He say envy became an accursed shaitan and was cast out. And because of avarice, he got what he needed out of Adam. Avarice is the unsatiable desire to gain something that you can't gain. You will destroy yourself trying to gain this thing. But yeah, the Democrats are the enemy. They're fake friends. They have been committing genocide against black people. They have been waging wars all over the world. People are exhausted by their wars. They're dropping their weapons. The Clintons, the Bidens, the Obamas. Biden has 2 genocides going on right now that we know of. We have been fighting for equality, and the Democrat Party has been standing in the way of equality. They're giving the resources, the money that we have been paying in this country. They're giving it to foreign countries and giving it to illegal aliens and migrants, while we're actually falling further and further. And our women are being more and more desperate because they don't see a future outside of being single and childless, because they figure they can't afford a child, so they are getting abortions because of that. Because America make us believe there's no money, yet they're giving $20,000 to migrants. But yeah, that's about it.
Gang banging till eternity. When it's gonna stop? Ending up in the infirmaries. Dead on the block, institutionalized mischief. Scrutinized misfits. Perpetual ignorance makes me sick. I'm not a valued member of my race. They only value them niggas who's living a disgrace. Not brothers with degrees with high expected dreams. Standing on their creed, providing for their needs. They honor niggas with disease who strive for Mickey D's, who threw away their life chasing government cheese. In the 80s and 90s, they used to have behind the gang cheese, but God destroyed the gang cheese for the wickedness indeed. Now instead of on their 2 feet, they living on their knees. Not a weapon you could conjure but prosper against me. It's easy to move on 2 dudes when you walking around 10 deep. All for one for all, but God don't honor the cowards. Devour all your power, this land will be ours. Knock down the towers, the beast losing his powers. Toss down the flowers, this world soon will be ours. Artificial insemination injected into your minds. Chase behind, like the king's dreams that got left behind. Now we on these suicidal missions till they send those depositions. All that's left is stud drugs, killing brothers, feeling in prisons, lost in another dimension. Call it eternal detention. Sit back and listen to this exposition. Interventions inside of controlling the women and children. They think it's independence. Slut tactics and rap music. Influence and distribution. If you never understood, why you never seen no good. This is the hood, controlled by Hollywood and the planet of the apes. There's no real escape. This is our fate, but it's never too late. Superfly, Foxy Brown, Menace to Society, Nino Brown. Tony Montana said no cloud 9. Set it off and you did those crimes. Do your time, looks back and wham. Lost our man and we deaf, dumb and blind. Man, listen, we had too much rope and sold too much dope. Fell for the okie doke, now we stuck in this choke hope. They hustling our votes, the presidents to the post, the people and the folks, the beast got them in a scope. The society spreading fear, we stuck in this atmosphere. The people won't care about nothing if they're not aware.